So FTFE. Well, everybody here on the panel, quickly. Even you, Luca.
He's gone.
This 45-degree that you look at the sun, is he gone? Okay.
Yeah, he's gone.
Would that be a hypotenuse of a right-angle triangle?
Absolutely.
The 45, yeah.
No,
45, yeah.
the end of
We're living on a disk, floating through space, with a tiny sun.
Very soft.
Hey, I'm FTFE, welcome back to the channel that does the stupidity, what streaming all the time this does to my sleep schedule. Thank you for joining me tonight. We are going to have a debate with Flatzoid about gravity and the second law of thermodynamics, and it's going to be wonderful. In charge of the debate tonight is the illustrious, the incredible, and the beautiful Planarwalk. They have the power of the mute button. I am not in control. They are the one that is in control tonight. So I'm going to hand it over to them to run the show. Planner, thank you very much for doing this. Yeah, we're going to get NASA to send you a bit of a bonus, so over to you.
Ahoy hoy. I hope everyone's doing well. We're going to start with a just 5-minute introduction of your points, and then we'll just hand it over to an open discussion. The one rule that I have is if you ask a question, make sure you give the other person at least 10 seconds to respond before trying to interrupt them or anything. I may also decide to mute things if they get a bit too heated, but we'll get to that if it gets to that. So who wants to go first?
I think let FTFE go. He's hosting, so
cool with me.
Okay.
Right.
So take it away.
You may know me if you're on this channel. Just hi, I'm FTFE. So yeah, we're going to talk about gravity tonight and the experimental evidence of gravity, how we understand how it works and the predictions around it, the real world applications of gravity, and how we know that what is going to happen due to our predictions and understanding of gravity in the way that it works in the real world. It's one of the most, well, probably the most experimentally verified part of science. And when flat earthers say that there's no evidence of gravity, it genuinely blows my mind, especially as I am a submariner that worked with a system that measured gravitational acceleration to stop the submarines crashing into underwater mountains. We're also going to talk about the second law of thermodynamics and how it relates to the universe that we live in and how it's part of a framework that gravity can coexist with, and gravity existing doesn't violate the fact that the second law of thermodynamics also exists. Flat earthers, Flatzoid especially, will constantly go on about how the second law of thermodynamics is a natural law and can't be violated. Of course, gravity is also a natural law. in exactly the same way. So flat earthers like to pick and choose which parts of science they deem real, and they make themselves the arbiters of what is and isn't an experiment, and what is and isn't science, what is and isn't a law. You can't pick and choose. There are natural laws, yes. Second law of thermodynamics is one. So is gravity. They can coexist and work together. All that Flatzoid normally demonstrates is a thorough misunderstanding of any of the principles around these things. And hopefully today I can attempt to educate him on some of the things that he has a misunderstanding of. Or not. We know how these things go. But yeah, so thank you very much for joining. Just in case you're wondering, my educational background is I have 2 degrees, one in physics, one in nuclear engineering, energy systems and fission technologies. I am an ex-nuclear engineer in the Royal Navy. I was a project developer for a wind farm company in Scotland and helped develop the renewable infrastructure in my country. So I think I'm thoroughly educated and appropriate to talk about these things. So over to you, Flatzoid. Did he go away?
You there, Flatzoid?
Oh, well, I won. Yay!
Congratulations!
That was easy. The quickest rage quit ever. He was like, oh shit, I can't debunk that. Yeah, you're muted.
Oh, you're
I'm
muted.
back. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
sorry, I lost connection.
That's right. I just debunked you so hard you just gave up, didn't you?
Yeah, I just had to run. No, you see, the satellites gave up.
It's obviously dropped out.
So
What do you have for your internet? Is it satellite internet or?
You think he's gone?
no, it is fiber.
Okay. Well, Flatzoid, you've got 5 minutes to give an introduction of your points. Take it away.
Okay, so
What's still going on up there? It's still playing.
so
Still playing, but he's not on here.
I'm trying to think.
Nope. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to.
Gravity. Sorry, everything's a bit
Yeah,
yamakaria.
so I'm gonna. He's not showing it live on his channel, is he?
Okay, let me try that again. Sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear
Yes.
Okay, let's try this again. Okay, gravity cannot be true because it hasn't gone through the scientific method. There is no validity in gravity because there is not even a cause for an effect with gravity. Nobody even knows what gravity is in the first instance. So when you want to claim gravity is actually doing something, you actually have to show it doing something. You have to actually know what it is, and you have to manipulate it to validate its cause scientifically. As for thermodynamics, yeah, that's definitely a natural law, even though we can show it to happen. Entropy is a real thing, and because of entropy, the globe is impossible. Based on gravity, again, you cannot just make a claim of it other than having to validate. So first have to validate gravity before trying to push gravity as a validated claim or theory. I think that's all I need to know because that's all practically Craig brought up. You're ready to go.
Okay. Well, open discussion. Have at it.
So when you say that gravity hasn't gone through the scientific method, and you specifically stated there, Flatzoid, that we don't know what it is, so we can't like use it. What do you mean by that? As you know, just do you mean that if we don't know what something is, we can't do science on it?
No, what I'm saying is you can't use something that you don't as claim as science if you don't have science for it.
Well, we definitely have science for it, but you said that we don't know what it is, therefore we can't use it. But
yeah,
what does
gravity?
the fact that we don't know what it is have to do with anything? Even if we didn't know specifically what causes gravity, that doesn't change the fact that we're able to show that we can manipulate the effect of gravity by changing distance or mass, and that make predictions on it. Just because we don't have a unified theory of gravity doesn't mean that we can't do science on it.
No, that's the whole thing. You are doing correlation. You are claiming gravity does something. Again, you also just consider now you can't manipulate gravity itself. You can only manipulate its effects. So in
No, we
other
can
words,
manipulate the
you
things that
can't
cause
claim
gravity.
gravity is science.
We can manipulate the things that cause gravity. We say that gravity does X, and these things cause X that is the result of gravity. Gravity makes a prediction that if the mass and distance is changed, then the effect, i.e. the force caused by gravity, will be changed. So to put it in the parlance that you like to use, the IV and dV would, well, the IV, there's two IVs in the case of gravity, both distance and mass are an IV, because you can manipulate either distance or mass and change the dV, which is the attractive force created by gravity. So even if we don't know exactly what gravity is, it's kind of irrelevant because our predictions around gravity hold true. There was a time when we didn't know what magnetism was, or we didn't know what penicillin was. That didn't mean that we couldn't experiment and do science and make predictions with these things.
Okay, so what? So which one is gravity? Is mass gravity or distance gravity?
Gravity is the effect that is caused by a change of both mass and distance. The prediction of gravity is that there will be a force that's caused by the sum of two different masses, that is proportional to the sum of two different masses and inversely proportional to the distance between them. So there is two IVs, and that's no problem. You can have two independent variables to manipulate your cause. You can change either mass or distance or both, and they change the dependent variable, which is the attractive force that is created by gravity. So again, even if we don't know exactly what it is,
then.
Gravity is the effect. It's what we call the effect.
So gravity
we
is
say
the-
that gravity is the fact that mass causes an attraction, right? That's just
That's all I need to know.
what we
So
call
that's
this
what I'm
thing.
saying. But that's my whole point. So gravity is the dependent variable. It's not the independent variable.
No, the attractive force created by gravity is the dependent variable. Because that is the thing that we will have the prediction of.
No.
Let me finish my point. If I could just finish my point. The dependent variable, the thing that is changed by us manipulating other things, is the attractive force created by gravity. Right? Gravity is what we call the whole thing. We say that gravity creates the force that is changed dependent on the mass and the distance.
Again, so the independent variable is not gravity, it's mass and distance.
Those are the predictions of gravity, yes. That if you change the mass and the distance, those are the independent variables. The dependent variable, the attractive force created by gravity, will be changed. The same as in magnetism.
No.
Let me finish my point. The same as in magnetism, Flatzoid. In magnetism, if you change the distance or you change the amount of particular ions, that will change the attractive force created by magnetism. So it's the same thing. Gravity is the effect that is created by manipulating the mass and the distance between things. And we can test this. That is the prediction of gravity. And you can call it what you like. It doesn't really matter.
Okay, I don't think you understand what I'm saying. If you're claiming gravity is the cause for acceleration, but the cause is you are manipulating mass and distance, not gravity, how can you claim gravity is a cause?
The independent variable is the thing that you manipulate, which is
mass and
which
distance.
will change the dependent variable. The dependent variable is the attractive force created by gravity, right? And
No,
that is
the
what
attractive
will
force
that and
created
that
by a change
itself.
of mass
Right,
and
let me finish my
distance.
point. That is. There we go.
Okay,
Yeah,
so back
sorry,
to what
yeah.
you're saying.
Yeah, so sorry, if I could just clarify my point so that the people that missed it there, right? So, very much like with magnetism, if you manipulate the distance between objects, you will change the attractive force created by magnetism. All right? You are not manipulating magnetism, you are manipulating the thing that makes the attractive force happen. And it's the same with gravity. You manipulate the thing that makes the attractive force happen, because the prediction of gravity is a difference in mass and distance will cause a difference in the attractive force. And the umbrella term we give that is gravity.
Okay, again, so it's not gravity causing the attraction, it's the mass and the distance causing attraction.
That's the prediction of gravity.
And with magnetism, you are able to actually manipulate the magnetic field.
How? Yeah.
Let's take electromagnetic.
That's annoying when that happens.
Yeah. Elon launched some extra satellites today as well. Although I think that they're polar orbit ones, to be fair. It's going to help tune. Right, yeah. So, now, Flatzoid, you just said that you can manipulate the magnetic field by adding charge. Now, you're not manipulating the magnetic field. You're adding charge, which is manipulating the magnetic field. You are not changing the magnetic field itself.
Sorry, you just contradicted yourself.
let me finish. You are doing something which is then manipulating the magnetic field. So you are adding charge, right? Now, in the case of gravity, we can add mass, and that will affect the force. So it's the same thing. You aren't directly grabbing the magnetic field and increasing it. You are doing something to make it stronger. In the thing that you just said, increasing the charge to increase the magnetic field, that's not directly manipulating the magnetic field, that's manipulating the charge, which in that case would be the IV, that if you increase the charge or decrease the charge, it will change the dV, which is the magnetic field. The same as gravity. If you increase or decrease the mass or distance, it will change the thing, the attractive force created by gravity. It's exactly the same concept with one and the other.
No, it's definitely not. Notice, okay, I think I'm going to try.
It's brilliant, wonderful.
To share my screen.
Yeah, Planner, you may need to give him permission to share the screen.
I just want to quickly first get it up.
That's what she said. Sorry, I'm still 14 up here.
Share screen. Host disabled.
If you go to host tools, planner,
okay, allowed. There we go. Oh no. It doesn't matter. Okay, I was just going to write something on screen, but let's just do it this way then. If we look at the two hypotheses, quote unquote, with a magnetic field, it is manipulated. I can directly manipulate a magnetic field. I can either take its charge away or I can increase its charge. So that's manipulating the field, not by changing masses or anything. The IV is the magnetic field that I manipulate. With gravity, you're not touching gravity. You are manipulating mass or distance or both. Where is gravity in the IV of mass and distance?
So I'm going to use the way that you do these arguments. Did you manipulate the charge or did you manipulate the magnetic field? Which one was it?
The magnetic field.
But you just said you manipulated the charge. Was it the charge or the magnetic field that you manipulate? Right, so you manipulate. So is the charge the magnetic field? Are they the same thing?
Yes. Magnetic field has charge.
So charge is magnetic field. Is that what you're saying?
Has charge, Craig. Magnetic field has
but are you manipulating the magnetic field or are you manipulating the charge which then manipulates the magnetic field?
The magnetic field is made out of charge.
So are you manipulating the charge or the magnetic field?
IV. I manipulate magnetic field by changing its charge.
Wait, so that would make the magnetic charge the dV, the magnetic field the dV, and the magnetic charge and the charge the IV. Because you just said you manipulated the charge. You just said you manipulated the field by changing the charge. So that would make the field the dV and the charge the IV, because that's the thing you manipulated. So it's exactly the same thing. You change the charge to change the field. In gravity, you change the mass to change the attractive force. This is how it works. You are not able to grab the magnetic field, You cannot take magnetism and manipulate it. You can do other things which change the magnetism.
Okay, can I take magnetic field away?
Not directly. You can do something which will remove the magnetic field.
I heat it up.
Yeah, so there you go. So in that case, the IV would be heat, right?
I heat it to its Curie point, and then it loses its magnetic charge.
Okay, so what you did there was you changed the heat, not the magnetic field.
No more magnetic field.
Yeah, so in that case, the IV is the... Well, let me finish. So in this case, the IV is the heat applied, and the DV is there a magnetic field? So you just, again, debunked yourself by confusing the IV and the DV. You manipulated the heat, which changed the DV, the magnetic field.
Well, let's respond.
Okay, I'm going to say this again. Craig simply doesn't understand what an IV and a DV is. That's
I do.
Simple.
I've just explained it.
You claimed gravity is a dependent variable, so therefore gravity doesn't cause things to accelerate.
No, I didn't.
Gravity
You've just strawmanned me.
The acceleration observed. When it comes to magnetic fields, that is the cause for magnetics, for the things to get to attract each other, okay, due to magnetic field. You can literally change, aka manipulate the magnetic field by either increasing the field with heat.
Yes, right, yeah.
Or
how do you increase the field, though? How do you do it?
Too much heat. So in other words, you are physically manipulating the magnetic field and nothing else. With gravity,
you're not. You didn't touch the magnetic field.
Touching gravity, because all you are doing is taking a mass or a distance and saying, look, gravity.
Okay, so all you're doing is taking heat and charge and saying, look, magnetism.
No.
Yeah, that's exactly what you just did. Okay, you just said directly to me that I can change the charge and I can change the heat, and that manipulates the magnetic field. So are you saying that magnetism is... Are you saying that heat is magnetism... are you saying that magnetism is heat and charge? Is that what you're saying? Because that's the IVs that you had there. The IVs you had, the things that you manipulated, were both heat and
we're going to give
magnetism.
Flatzoid a bit of time to respond.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. It's very simple. The magnetic field is based on charge. This is how the magnetics field model works. It's based on charges, okay? So you are manipulating the magnetic field charge to either give it a stronger magnetic field or a weaker magnetic field. This is why you get magnets lose their magnetism when you put too much heat in them. When it's gets to its Curie point, it loses its magnetism totally. This is manipulating the magnetic field. There is no magnetic field when you remove it. That's manipulating it directly. With gravity, you are claiming, look, I've got a mass, I manipulate the mass, or I manipulate the distance, or both. Therefore, the effect of that is gravitational acceleration. So the dV is gravity, not the IV.
Okay. Again, you just literally admitted that you changed the heat and the charge, not the magnetic field. Those were the words that came out of your mouth. Flatzoid, you seem very confused as to what an IV and a dV is. The thing that you are manipulating is either, in your thing that you've just said, the heat or the charge. Now, changing those things manipulates changes the dV. So the things that you manipulate, the heat or the charge, IV, because you're manipulating those, change the dV, which is the strength of the magnetic field. It's exactly the same with gravity. You manipulate things, IVs, to change the dV, which is the attractive force created by gravity. Because we have to look at what the hypothesis is. The hypothesis is simply that mass attracts mass. That's an easy hypothesis that we can do. Mass attracts mass, with the IV being the mass and the distance, and the dV being the attractive force. So, and then we make a prediction based on that. The prediction would be very simple. The prediction is that, well, there's an attractive force that is proportional to the product of two or more masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. and then we can test that prediction with an experiment. That is the basis of science which you're missing. You are using magnetism in the same way that I am using gravity. You manipulate the things that cause magnetism. I manipulate the things that cause gravity.
Okay, I'm first going to have to correct you. A hypothesis is a prediction. You don't do a hypothesis, then make a prediction.
Would you like me to get citations to disprove that?
Secondly, when you are manipulating mass and distance, that's not manipulating gravity again. When I physically manipulate a magnetic field, I use heat to manipulate it. You understand? Just like, for instance,
so you've manipulated the heat,
when your
not the field.
Just like when your hypothesis is you use heat to boil water, what is the thing you're putting in? You're using enough heat to boil water. So what is my IV? Heat is the changing the manipulative thing of the charge of a magnetic field. So I'm trying to see if I manipulate the magnetic field, there will be no more charge.
No, you changed the charge, not the magnetic field.
Magnetic field will be the IV. The IV is manipulated by energy.
But no, you've just said that the magnetic field is the IV, and that's manipulated by energy. But the thing you manipulate is the IV, so you've just now made the IV energy. Flatzoid, dude, you are scientifically illiterate, and it's quite incredible. But let me just to go back one sec. Just hold on 1 second. 1 second, please.
Hold on.
One second, please. So I just want to put this up so everyone can see it. That so Flatzoid is wrong. That there's a difference between a hypothesis and a prediction. The hypothesis is just an educated guess about how something works, while the prediction is a statement about what will happen if in an experiment if the hypothesis is correct. And there's a bunch of different citations that you can go to to show this, which I've shown Flatzoid many times. There is a difference between a hypothesis and a prediction. They are not the same thing. To say they are the same thing is a display of scientific illiteracy.
Sorry. So when you claim it's a statement on what will happen, that's a prediction, correct?
Yes, that's the difference to the hypothesis. So a hypothesis is an educated...
Bunking yourself once again. Okay, well done.
Maybe not, if you listen. A hypothesis is an educated guess about how something works. Hypothesis. Well, a prediction is a statement about what will happen in an experiment if the hypothesis is correct. So, let's be clear. If the hypothesis is correct, your prediction will hold true. They are different things. So I make a hypothesis, and then from that hypothesis, I form a prediction. Hypothesis and predictions are not the same thing. Okay?
That's what you'll have to unmute.
And that's also why hypothesis and prediction are different steps of the scientific method.
Okay, so I'm going to say this again. When you are making a statement on what will happen, does that mean prediction or not?
Yes, that is the prediction, that's not the hypothesis, they're different things.
Okay, wait. And in a hypothesis, do you make a statement?
No, you make an educated guess. You make a guess about something.
You make a statement on what will happen.
No, you make a guess about what is happening. And then your prediction is a statement about what will happen if your hypothesis is true. Your hypothesis is a guess. Hold on. Do you want me to answer or not? You've asked me a question. Please let me respond. Right? Your hypothesis is a guess about what is happening in your observation. Right? And then your prediction is a statement about what will happen if that hypothesis is true.
Does your hypothesis
a statement and a guess are different things.
Does your hypothesis have an IV and a DV?
Your hypothesis does, yes.
What is an
because
IV?
that is your educated. What to be fair, not always. You don't have to in every circumstance have an IV and a DV and a hypothesis. It depends on the method of science you are using. But in general, if you look at the scientific method from the high school, yes, your hypothesis will have an IV and a DV. But that is still an educated guess. As in, I am guessing that the cause of things falling to the ground is an attractive force created by gravity that is dependent on its mass and distance. That's a guess, right? And then my prediction is a statement about what will happen if that is true. Right, and I'm just going to show it on screen right now, just so everyone can see again. This is from the BBC website, which is Bite Size, which is basically revision for your GCSE science classes, and it talks about your basics of science here. And it says here what the difference between a hypothesis and a prediction is. And I'm just going to read it out so it's very clear for everybody. That a hypothesis is an idea about how something works that can be tested using experiments. A prediction says what will happen in an experiment if the hypothesis is correct. So they are different things. One leads to the other. You could say that a prediction is a refinement of a hypothesis that gives it a statement instead of a question.
Okay, now still can't share screen.
You've not got sharing turned on.
Well, I'm going to read it out
Flatzoid.
to you. Predictions should include both an independent variable and the factor you should change in experiment. A dependent variable is the factor you observe to measure in an experiment. A single hypothesis can lead to multiple predictions, but generally 1 or 2 predictions is enough to tackle a science fair project.
So you just read out how hypothesis and predictions are different.
In a hypothesis or not?
You just read out how hypothesis and predictions are different. You just read that out. You just read how a hypothesis can lead to hold on. You just read out that a hypothesis can lead to different predictions. Mm-hmm. So you've just read out how hypothesis and predictions are different things.
Okay, remember I asked you do you have an IV in a hypothesis?
Yeah, I said absolutely you can do, yeah.
Okay, what is an IV?
An IV is something that you can manipulate.
It's the predicted cause for the effect, correct?
It's the thing that you assume to be the cause, yes.
So a prediction. Well done. Okay.
Again, that is just the prediction is about the hypothesis. The hypothesis contains the IV and DV, and then the prediction is about a statement about if the hypothesis is true. So yes, the hypothesis in the case of IV and DV has predictions about what will happen with those things, but the prediction is a separate statement about what will happen if the hypothesis is true. So again, I'll just bring it up on screen so we can read it for everybody to see.
I'm back to
let me just finish my statement. So again, a hypothesis is an idea about how something works that can be tested using experiments. The prediction, which is the next step, says what will happen in an experiment if the hypothesis is correct. So let's be clear that a hypothesis and a prediction are separate things. It's fine that you weren't aware of that, but I've just shown you it and it's fine now.
Because
we
the IV
can go
is
on.
a prediction. But anyway, I'm going to ask you again. Now, since you are separating them, great. I'm actually happy you separate them. Show me the scientific hypothesis for gravity, please, and then its prediction.
Sure. Do you want to go through the 5 steps of the scientific method that you learn in high school?
I asked you. Show me first. Okay, let's start with step 1. What is the observed phenomena?
The observed phenomenon is. Oh, that just fell towards the ground. Huh.
Okay. Cool. What's the hypothesis?
Hypothesis is that this little mass was attracted towards that big mass below me. And based on how far away it is and how big it is, there'd be a different attractive force. That's why bigger things fall with more force. Right, yeah, that makes sense. So my hypothesis, let me finish. You asked me a question. I'm going to go through it. I'm talking you through my thought process. Right, yeah. So, my educated guess is that because when I have things of different weight, different sizes, they fall with different forces. Oh, I'm gonna make I'm gonna make a guess that when I've got a different mass, it will create a different attractive force, and also how far away it is will also have a different thing affecting the force. Right, there we go. Yeah. So that's my hypothesis: is that there's an attractive force.
That's not a hypothesis.
That is a hypothesis.
No, it's not.
An educated guess.
What's your IV?
I told you my IV is the difference in mass or the difference in distance. Those things I manipulate, right?
What's the DV and what's the DV?
The DV is the attractive force between this mass and that mass below me.
Wait. What attractive force? You don't observe attractive force. You observe.
Well, no, my
falling.
hypothesis is that there's an attractive force. That's my guess.
No. You observe things falling.
Yeah, absolutely.
DV is
Now I've
observed
done
phenomena.
that though, Flatzoid.
Sorry. The DV is the observed phenomena. You're not observing attractive
No,
force. You're observing things falling.
Right, okay, so again, my observation leads to an educated guess, which is my hypothesis, right? Do you agree that the observation then would lead you to, based on your observation, an educated guess, which is the hypothesis?
That's
Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Yes, right. So my educated guess as to why my observation happened is that there is an attractive force. That is my guess. That is my guess as to, let me finish. That is my guess as to why this is falling down there. Is that there is an attractive force between this mass and the mass below me. And I've also noticed that if I get things that are bigger or smaller, that attractive force seems to change. I noticed that when I dropped a weight on my foot at the gym earlier that was bigger than something smaller, right? So my hypothesis is that there's an attractive force that is changed depending on the mass and the distance. IV, mass distance. DV, attractive force. Yes.
No. You just said attractive force is... Wait, you're contradicting yourself.
No, I'm not. The attractive force is the DV. That is the thing I am manipulating.
Let's let Flatzoid respond.
You said acceleration...
No, I didn't.
Acceleration force.
I've not said acceleration once.
The accelerator force is the cause.
I never said accelerate once.
Oh, so you don't observe acceleration?
Well, I do, but I haven't said acceleration. I said my observation is that this falls towards the ground. Obviously, it accelerates. That's part of that, right? But that's my observation. We both agreed. My observation was that this falls towards the ground. Yeah, we agreed that was my observation. Yeah? Has he gone?
Am I back?
Yeah.
Yes, it looks like
Yeah.
you're back.
Okay, I come back. Okay. The thing is...
Do you agree that that is my observation? That this falls towards that, whatever that is down there? Do you agree that that's my observation?
Things accelerating to the floor.
Yeah.
Things falling.
Yeah, it's falling. Obviously, it's accelerating because it goes from nothing to moving. That is an acceleration,
yes.
yes.
My bottle falls to the floor.
Right, cool.
Great, that's what I've done. But now, the
now,
problem you have is...
Wait, can I go to the next step?
You claim the cause for this is an accelerator
No, I haven't claimed
force.
the cause. I've guessed something. The hypothesis is a guess.
Your guess is the IV, which is you predict what would be the cause for the effect.
No, your guess is, your hypothesis is your educated guess, which can contain an IV and a DV. And once again, my educated guess as to why this goes towards that is that there is some kind of attractive force. I don't know what it is, right? But I am guessing that the reason that happens...
But that's the thing.
Wait, let me finish. Let me finish, right? I am guessing that the reason that does that is because there is an attractive force. That is my guess, right? And I am saying that within that guess, what changes... Let me finish my point. I am saying that within that guess, what changes that attractive force is how much mass there is and how much distance between the mass and the floor there is. That is my guess with the IV and the DV. IV, things I manipulate, mass and distance. DV, thing that changes, attractive force.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll give Flatzoid some time to respond.
Okay, thanks. Okay, FTFE. The issue you have here is you claimed the dv is the iv.
No, I didn't.
You can't claim the iv and the dv as the same thing.
I didn't.
You're claiming an attractive force.
You're
is the
strawmanning me.
cause. You just claim the attractive force is the cause for things falling to the ground.
Yeah, I'm saying that my guess as to why it happens is that there's an attractive force. And that attractive
Great.
force is manipulated based on mass and distance.
No. So you're claiming what I observe is a bottle falling. The cause.
Remember,
that
I've made
is an
no claims yet.
attractive
I'm making a
force.
guess. Just be clear.
Okay.
No claims, just a guess.
You're claiming the cause for this bottle falling.
No,
is an
again, no
attractive
claims,
force.
guess. No claims have been made. It's a guess.
Okay, you can stop saying because that is a claim.
No.
Okay,
The
that's what a
hypothesis isn't a claim.
is. It's a
Hypothesis is a guess.
Which is a claim. Now, you claiming...
No, I didn't
attractive
claim. I made a
force
guess.
is the
Let's get it
reason-
clear. Don't strawman me. I made a guess. I
guessing?
haven't made any claims yet.
You're guessing... Okay, you're guessing that
Yeah.
the attractive... That this falling is attributed to attractive force.
Yes. And that attractive force is manipulated based on
cause-
mass and
wait.
distance.
So the cause is attractive force, not
No,
gravity.
the effect is the attractive force. In the hypothesis,
No,
the
the
effect
cause.
is
You
the
just said the
attractive
cause.
force.
Do you know the difference between a cause and effect?
Yes, the effect, the thing that is changed, is the attractive force, and that is changed by the things you manipulate, the mass and the distance.
Okay. So gravity is not the attractive force. The mass and the distance is the attractive force.
It changes the attractive force created by gravity. That's my
What's gravity?
hypothesis.
You keep putting gravity into here, but there is no gravity.
Gravity is the
postulated in any
umbrella
of your
term for what's
hypothesis.
happening.
There is no gravity in your hypothesis. Why are you keeping
Yeah,
gravity?
the attractive force created by gravity. I am
No, it's
calling
created by
that
mass. You
attractive
said it's created
force
by mass.
something that is. I'm calling it gravity. That is just the name I am giving it.
So
It doesn't matter.
when
You
I
can call
accelerate
it
the
whatever you
car,
want.
Is that gravity?
Sorry?
So when I see a car accelerate, is that gravity?
No, that's a motor in the car. No one's claiming that's
So
due to
that's-
gravity.
Well, that's an acceleration.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that all accelerations are gravity.
Which one's just specific down to the ground?
I am saying that the reason that this falls to the ground is due to gravity. Gravity creates an attractive force. Nobody said that gravity makes car moves. Gravity makes thing go to ground. Engine make
Okay,
car
so-
move. Or in
so
my with my car,
9.8
electric
meters-
motor.
Yeah, 9.8 meters per second is gravity.
It's an effect of gravity, yes.
Okay, cool. Glad we can figure that. So the acceleration, the effect of gravity, it is not gravity. Now we have to move on to what caused that.
Why do we?
What caused that acceleration?
The mass, the difference between the mass and distance. That's what causes
So not
it.
gravity.
That is what gravity predicts.
No, that's not.
Yes, it is.
Gravity, that is
Sorry,
mass.
are you saying
That
gravity
is
doesn't?
mass and the distance.
Wait, hold
That
on.
is
I
not
have a
gravity.
question. I have a question. Are you saying that gravity doesn't predict that a change in mass and distance will change the attractive force?
No, I'm saying that you haven't got your scientific validation for gravity to make those predictions.
Yes, I have.
You are
I
claiming-
am saying
you
that
are falsely
I am.
equivocating this-
The
this
whole
once
thing is
again
called
coming
gravity.
this is once again coming to gravity is the cause, for gravity the effect.
No, it's not. The thing that changes gravity is the difference in mass and distance. If you want to say what causes gravity, it's mass warping space-time. That's what causes gravity, but that is an entirely different framework that we don't need to talk about. I am just talking about my
We do need to talk
hypothesis,
about it.
right? My hypothesis is very simple, right? Let's say that gravity hasn't been discovered yet, right? And I am trying to figure out what's going on, right? I am saying that's clearly accelerating towards the ground. Wow. And heavier things seem to have more of a force when they accelerate at the same speed. Right, okay. So, I'm trying to figure out why that happens. Remember, we don't know, gravity's not a thing right now, right? So, I'm going to come up with an idea that there is an attractive force, right? That's my guess. So there appears to be an attractive force between this and the ground. and other things. And that force seems to change with mass and distance, right? So my guess is that you change mass and you change distance, IV, manipulate, the attractive force, the thing that changes, the dV, is changed by the IV. Now, I'm going to call that entire thing, savvy, I'm going to call it gravity. I'm just going to name that effect of the entire thing gravity. It is just a name. Okay? Now, the next step is to make a prediction as to what will happen, right?
Wait, before we do move on.
Respond.
Yeah, before we do move on. How can you claim that there is an attractive force to the ground?
It's a guess. It's not a claim. It's a guess.
No, you just said we call that attractive force gravity.
I said I am naming that. I am naming this attractive force that I think is there. Remember, I haven't made any claims yet. I am just trying to figure something out.
That is a claim. That's exactly what it is.
No, it's not. It's a guess. I haven't yet made a claim about anything because I haven't. You're just talking over me, Flatzoid. You asked me something. You need to let me respond.
Dude, you're talking all the time.
Yeah, but you asked. If you ask me something, you do need to let me respond.
So you can let me talk.
Yeah, we need to.
You did ask me a question.
We'll start with like FTFE. You can go for like 30 seconds, and then Flatzoid can respond.
Yeah, it's just because you asked me a question, and I do need to respond to the things you said. So, again, I haven't made any claims yet. I am just figuring something out. And I've made a guess, right, that there is an attractive force. That's my guess as to why that acceleration is happening, right? And I have noticed that with a change in mass and a change in distance, that attractive force changes. And I am just going to name that whole effect. I've made no claims yet. This is still my guess. But I'm going to name that whole effect gravity. Made no claims yet. It's still just a guess that I will then go on to test with predictions.
Okay, now Flatzoid, you respond.
Thank you. Okay. First of all, the issue you do have is the hypothesis does make a claim, a guess, to what causes. Your claim is that this is an attractive force between the bottle and the floor. What you observe is a bottle accelerating to the ground, not a force of attraction to the ground. That's why it's a claim, because you're claiming what I observe is a force of attraction.
No, I'm not. I'm guessing the reason why the acceleration is happening is that there's a force. I've made no claims. I am guessing that's the reason. I've not made any claims yet. And within that guess, all I've done is within that guess, I've made some specifics. I've made zero claims yet. I have only made guesses.
Let's respond.
Yeah, thanks. You're automatically making the DV the IV now.
I'm not.
You are switching and swatching between the two because you don't understand.
I never have.
When you claim this bottle falling and you saying, look, there must be an attractive force with it.
I haven't said that.
That is a...
I haven't said there must be an attractive force. I have made a guess that there is an attractive force that I will then try and, falsify. And you know what? If I falsified it, then I try and figure something else out. I've not yet made a hypothesis is not a claim. It's a guess about what is going on. I've not made any claims yet. The claim comes later when I test something. But I've not done any test yet. I've just made a guess.
Did you just state that you think, we'll put it as think, that there is an attractive force which causes the bottle to fall to the ground?
I'm saying that I think that might be a possibility. It's a guess, which I have yet to test. I've made zero claims. Just a guess so far.
Okay, great. So your cause then is accelerative force.
No, my cause of what's going on is a change in mass and distance.
No, you just said the cause is accelerative force.
No, I didn't. Could you specifically...
Yes, you did.
When did I say that?
What causes this bottle to fall? The accelerative force.
I never said that. That's what you said.
That's what you said constantly.
No, I didn't say accelerative force. I've never said accelerative force.
Okay, so 9.8 meters per second is not an accelerative force.
No, it's just an acceleration.
Due to a... Oh, so it's no force.
9.8 meters per second squared is not a force. No, it's an acceleration.
Great. Gravity is not a force. I'm glad I got you to finally, after how many years, see that.
Wait,
So
no, that's
when
an
we
acceleration.
Get, when
that's,
we get now
wait,
again
that's
to
an
what
acceleration,
I'm
not
showing
a
you
force. The force
fallacious
causes
reasoning
acceleration.
again. So when a bottle falls to the ground, okay, there is only one deduction. It falls to the ground because it's heavier than the air.
Well, that's your hypothesis. How are you going to test that? Where's your prediction for that?
By changing the medium.
Right.
I
What's
can
your
stick the same
what's your
bottle.
IV and DV?
I can stick this. I can stick the same bottle.
Well,
in
what's
water
your
and
what's
it
your
will float.
IV?
Wow, it's freezing again. I don't know if it's my side or your guys' side.
We seem to be
I think
fine.
it's FTFE's side.
No, we seem to be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everything's
So
back to normal. Okay.
So Flatzoid, what is the cause of what's the IV in your thing that you're talking about with the bottle falling?
Displacement ratios.
And what's the DV?
Displacement.
And how do you manipulate the displacement ratios?
By manipulating either the medium's displacement or the bottle's displacement.
Right, so you're not manipulating the displacement ratio, you're manipulating the medium.
Yes, you do manipulate the ratio because...
But you just said you
how
manipulate
much
the
it
medium.
displaces
Do you
is the
manipulate the medium
ratio.
or the ratio?
So-
I'm just using
so-
your words here.
Just wait, let me put it this way. So if you take a anvil and you drop it in water, it sinks. Why? Because it cannot displace its weight. If you stick it in mercury, it floats. Why? Because it can displace its weight.
Okay, now
The
that's lovely.
independent
That's your
variable there
hypothesis.
was displacement.
Yeah, okay, now that's your hypothesis. That's brilliant. Now, how would you test that? How would you do experiments to test that?
I just gave you an experiment. I just literally gave you the experiment.
Well, yeah, but how does that decide what the acceleration is and the fact that we can see that things attract sideways as well?
There is no attraction. You are the one making a claim of attraction.
I didn't make a claim, I made a guess.
You just told me attraction again.
Yeah, but again, it's my guess, my hypothesis, it's my guess, right? And then, from that, I would then do a prediction, right? So I am allowed to make a hypothesis that it's an attractive force. I'm allowed to do
Yes.
that, right?
Great. So your IV is attractive force again.
No, my hypothesis is that there's an attractive force, and that attractive force, which is the DV, is manipulated by the IV.
You don't observe an attractive force. You observe a bottle falling. That's.
I've never said I observe an attractive force.
It's
My
observing
guess as to why
falling.
the bottle falls is that there is an attractive force. You keep getting observation and
No,
hypothesis confused.
Then it's a different hypothesis.
No, it's not. My hypothesis is the same as to why the bottle fell. I haven't changed my hypothesis.
Let me put it this way. Let me put it simply. When I drop this, tell me what you observe.
I observed the bottle going from 0 to something. It accelerated towards the ground.
Great. That's what you observed.
Yeah.
Now, what caused that acceleration?
I don't know. I'm going to make a guess. It was an attractive force.
But you didn't. Okay, good. So attractive force is the IV. Great.
No, the
So
attractive
how do you
force would be the
manipulate
DV. The attractive force would be the DV, the thing that is changed by
No,
something
you
within
just
the
said
IV.
The cause was the attractive force.
I said my hypothesis is that there is an attractive force, and that attractive force, IVDV, will change based on its mass and distance. Will change exactly the same as with magnetism. You can change the magnetic field, the attractive force by magnetism, by changing other things. Right? Again, my hypothesis is there is an attractive force. That's my guess, and that my guess is that attractive force is changed based on mass and distance.
Okay. So again, gravity causes gravity.
Never said that. I haven't said anything about gravity yet.
But that's what the whole argument stems to, because you're saying
No, it
when
doesn't.
I observe this bottle falling, the cause for this bottle falling is an acceleration.
Oh, I see what's going on here. You are getting confused between the term gravitational acceleration and gravitational force, aren't you?
That's what you've been saying, dude.
No. Oh, Dear boy, you don't know the difference between the two, do you?
Oh, yes, I do. That's why I've been educating you this whole time.
Okay,
you
so
don't understand the difference between an IV and a DV.
okay,
And
so
your
we
cats
just said
cannot help
right.
because they
Oh
just
my
look
dear
dumb as
boy.
you.
Oh my dear boy. Oh, I didn't realize that it was this dumb. I've just clicked. Right. So we call it an acceleration due to gravity. We're not saying that that is gravity. It's an acceleration due to gravity. Okay.
So the effect. Wait. So it's the cause then.
No.
Gravity caused the
Wait.
effect.
No, I think we say that things accelerate towards the ground as an effect of gravity. But obviously, because acceleration is force times mass, we can say that there's an attractive force that is causing that acceleration. Right? And
so gravity
it's an acceleration due to gravity with an attractive force due to gravity. Gravity makes the force. Gravity makes the force, which makes the acceleration. Because things have mass.
There's a force of attraction. You haven't proven there's a force of attraction to make the.
Well, you haven't let me get there yet because you keep denying my hypothesis. I would get to show that there's a force of attraction. I would get to show. I would get to show that there's a force of attraction once I can make a prediction and do an experiment based on that prediction. Right? Now, my hypothesis says that the attractive force changes based on mass and distance. So what can I predict from that, right? I can predict that not only will the acceleration happen that way, but if my hypothesis is correct, acceleration will also happen this way. Of course, it's a very, very small acceleration. So we need to remove other things to make, to be able to do that. So my prediction, let's be clear, is that there is an acceleration this way due to an attractive force. And then we have to design an experiment to test that. Of course, the experiment I will use to test that is the Cavendish experiment, because we can use the Cavendish experiment to test if there is a sideways attraction by setting up a measuring device.
Okay,
Once we've done that, we can then do the final step of the high school version of the scientific method and perform an analysis and see if we have falsified our hypothesis.
Okay, great. So let me tell you from start to finish why everything you just said was totally wrong. First of all, when you observe a bottle falling, that is a DV. That's an observed phenomena.
An observation is not a DV. You failed straight away.
Why are you talking through me?
I'm just pointing out that you failed straight away.
Let's give Flatzoid some time.
True. Sorry, I am clip farming. Yeah, sorry. Carry on, Flatzoid, please.
Yeah. It is falling to the ground. That would be what you observe. So when you go and you make a claim that, okay, I see things falling to the ground, what would cause it to fall to the ground? I don't know, maybe that I picked it up and let it fall. No, there has to be an accelerator force between two masses.
Accelerator
That is your
force.
claim. Yeah, you claim there was an accelerator force. You've said it many times.
Accelerator
So when you
force.
claim there's an accelerator force, that would be
Can
the
you
force.
define accelerated
Now,
force?
you have to pick this bottle up and you have to say, okay, let me figure out how I'm going to manipulate this accelerator force. Maybe changing the distance. Okay, the bottle still falls the same. Maybe just changing the weight of the bottle. Okay, it still falls the same. So it hasn't changed anything for my IV. It hasn't shown that there is an accelerator force or not. It's
Can you
called
define
circular reasoning. That's why
accelerated
it's not
force?
science. Wait, that's why it's not science, Craig. Because there is no accelerator force. Maybe you forgot Einstein told you this. There is no gravitational force.
Yeah, nice straw man. Gravity creates a force.
Wait. This bottle is not accelerating to the ground.
Oh, it definitely is accelerating towards the ground.
Seeming to rise up to the bottle. Now, the issue you have here, Craig, is you claiming because the claim you made that is an accelerator force, you have to manipulate the accelerator force, not the mass or the distance. That is not the cause for the accelerative force.
That's how you manipulate the force.
The accelerative force you claimed was gravitational pull. So you have to manipulate
and the way you manipulate that force is mass and distance.
Gravitational pull, not the mass or the distance.
Now, of course, what I told people, and is what I tell my students when I tutor, and they all pass their GCSEs with flying colours. So either you're right and I'm wrong, and so is all the schools, or I'm right and so are all the schools and you're wrong. Those are the two choices there. So I'm just going to clarify this once more for you. My guess is that there is a force of attraction of some kind. Don't know what it is. Haven't a fucking clue. Right? And my guess is that that force of attraction is different depending on the mass and the distance. That's a really acceptable guess and hypothesis, which contains an IV and a DV within the hypothesis. Right? Prediction from that is that, well, if there really is an attractive force, then there should be an attractive force between all things. So there must be an attractive force between things sideways as well as that way. How can I test that? Well, let's make an experiment to test that. There's a whole host of experiments to test that, but the easy one is the Cavendish. The Cavendish allows you to test if the acceleration that happens this way also happens this way. And turns out that it does. So because there is an acceleration this way as well as this way, it must mean that there's some kind of attractive force causing that acceleration. What causes that attractive force? I have no idea. Absolutely no idea, but I'm going to call it gravity. There we go. Okay, and nothing there that I've said is false. And follows the scientific method perfectly. And I know it follows the scientific method perfectly because my students pass their exams.
Okay.
You want to respond to that, Flatzoid?
Yeah. First of all, when you go and say, because I claim a force of attraction from bottle to ground, therefore there must also be attraction from left to right. That's already skipping a step.
No, that was my prediction.
Wait. You haven't yet validated the acceleration force between the bottle and the ground yet, and now you are.
Why would I do that? That's not my hypothesis.
Now, attracting sideways.
Wait, you're adding steps to the scientific method.
Repeatable experiments where we are able to show the Cavendish not doing what you claim. There's no
experiment showing the Cavendish not doing what we claim.
Does science require things to be repeatable, Craig?
Yes, and there's no experiments where the Cavendish doesn't work. I can
show you, if my screen can share, I can actually show you one where it does not work.
Planner, can you turn it on so we can screen share?
I've been trying, but I don't.
So if you go to where it says host tools, you should be able to click on allow people to screen share.
I'm trying to find out where that is.
At the bottom, where participants chat. Host tools.
Well, I'll put it. There we go. Yep, I found it.
Now, if the Cavendish experiment is set up properly, then it works. And it is repeatable because it's repeated all of the time. Every single person that does a physics degree does the Cavendish experiment. It is a repeatable experiment that gets the same results when it's done properly. That's not a Cavendish.
Is it not? Is it not a torsion bar with weights on?
No.
And it, by the way, it's lined out so it won't have any electromagnetic charge.
That's really not a Cavendish.
It gives the degrees, gives you the time.
Who made this? Because that is not a Cavendish.
Between the masses, please.
Yeah, that's not a Cavendish.
That's Cavendish, man.
That is not a Cavendish experiment. Where's the other masses? This is not a Cavendish. Who made this? This is not a Cavendish experiment. Is Flatzoid gone again?
No, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. where's the other masses?
How many variables do you have to contend with?
Well, wait, Flatzoid, I've got a question for you. Where's the other masses that get introduced?
They were next to it.
No, they weren't. There was no masses there. Who made that? That was not a Cavendish experiment.
Okay, I'm going to get more for you.
Well, no, who made that one?
Oh, so in other words, if it doesn't show what you wanted to show...
Well, no,
it's
it
not
wasn't
going
a Cavendish experiment. It wasn't designed right. That's not what a Cavendish experiment is.
There's another
Who
one.
made that?
I'm going to do another one. Wait.
No, can you answer my question, please? Who made that?
I'll let you worry about that later.
No, Flatzoid, please. Seriously, who made that? I want to look at it. Can you tell me who made it?
Doesn't matter who made it.
Well, it does, because I want to go and look at it. This is not a Cavendish experiment.
Oh, so there's not a weight here? There's not weights?
That is not how you do the Cavendish experiment.
How do you do the Cavendish experiment?
Well, you have the weight next to it, like within the same experiment, not outside of it. I mean...
Okay, so do you know what Bernoulli's principle is?
That nothing to do with Cavendish experiment. That Bernoulli's principle is to do with thickness of pipes and how things work.
Did Cavendish use a vacuum chamber?
Sorry?
Did Cavendish use a vacuum chamber?
No, doesn't need to.
Yes, you do. You know what Bernoulli's principle is?
It's nothing to do with a vacuum chamber. Bernoulli's principle is to do with thickness of pipes and the movement of fluids.
What happens to air when you put? What happens to air when you put two masses next to each other?
What happens to air when you put two masses next to each other? If there's no currents or anything, nothing.
Bernoulli's principle, man. The air will rush through a tighter space and cause a low pressure system, which causes a vacuum.
Yeah, only if there's a movement of air.
So did Cavendish account for Bernoulli's principle?
The masses weren't close enough for that to happen.
Oh, yes, they were.
No, right, stop. Right. Who made that? Because that was not a Cavendish
experiment. Did he account
experiment.
for electromagnetism?
You can change the mass, what the masses are, so it doesn't matter. I've done the Cavendish experiment with several different materials and got the same results. But let's be clear, what you showed was not a Cavendish experiment in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, so because you say it's not a Cavendish, therefore it's not a Cavendish.
Well, no, I know it's not a Cavendish because I've done a Cavendish and that was not a Cavendish experiment.
So, if you have two weights on a on a rod that is held up with torsion and you stick a weight to it and wait for it to accelerate to there.
Held up with torsion?
It's torsion twist.
What do you mean held up with torsion? Define what you mean.
Held up with a torsion bar.
What do you mean held up with torsion?
Bar and it's held up by a string.
Right. Can you describe the Cavendish experiment to me? Like, how's it set up?
I just did.
Right. Just do it again.
It's called torque vectoring.
Yeah. Right. Just describe the experiment, right?
And then they take the average reading from those oscillations and claim G.
Right, but can you describe the physical equipment for me? Like, how would I set up a Cavendish experiment from scratch?
On a torsion bar, hanging.
Hanging from what?
From a thread or a string, or in the original Cavendish.
Oh, he died again.
Yeah, not me.
Usually it's your internet that's terrible.
But it was earlier. Seems to have settled now.
This is bad. Why does it do this?
Oh, Flatzoid is back.
Right.
Okay.
So that was Sleeping Warriors Cavendish, wasn't it? I've already covered that.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
And the reason why I didn't want to tell you is because that's all you would harbor on because you're like a little child, instead of listening to the actual argument. So my argument again is, if I am able to show you things that are not repeatable
science
and the same, it doesn't get to what you want predicted, does that invalidate the claim?
No, you have to set up the experiment properly, and that experiment wasn't set up properly.
Why is it not set up properly? Tell me
because the masses weren't in the right places.
Oh yes, they were.
No, they weren't. They were. He had separate masses outside of the experimental chamber. That's not how you do the experiment.
Can you show me where the masses were on Big Blue Marble Science one, please?
Yeah, they were inside the experimental chamber, right next to it.
Oh,
Not
these are
outside
right
like
next
that.
to. Well done. By the way, they did different weights on different positions. They even had no weights. And guess what it even did with no weight?
That
Went erratic.
That was not a Cavendish experiment. It was not set up in any way, shape, or form
So
properly
you all heard it,
like
guys.
a Cavendish
FTFE
experiment.
is nuh-uh. It's not.
No. It's not nuh-uh.
Because it doesn't.
If you do the
supersede
experiment
the-
properly, it works. That was not a Cavendish experiment. He has not set up the experiment properly in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, then let's get on to where, because we're just going to argue Cavendish, because there's a lot of people that can say Cavendish doesn't work. So,
Well, it does
what
though.
was
It works
the
every time
IV
when it's
for
set up
Cavendish?
properly.
What
Every
was
single
the IV
time.
for Cavendish?
Sorry?
What's the IV for Cavendish?
The IV for Cavendish would be the distance between the masses.
So, not gravity.
That's testing the prediction.
No. Remember, you are claiming the bottle.
We're claiming
falling
that
is
according
due
to
an
gravity,
accelerator force.
we are claiming that according to gravity, if you move the masses closer, there will be a stronger
You haven't got to
attraction.
gravity yet.
I was in the middle of
Wait.
talking there. I was in the middle of saying
You haven't
words.
got to gravity.
I was in the middle of saying words. So we are claiming that according to gravity,
Claim.
if we move those masses closer, there will be a stronger attractive force. That's the prediction that we've made. That's the statement that we have made based on our hypothesis, which was a guess.
Okay, let's do this again. Remember, you said you didn't make a claim, which you now said you claimed.
No, I
You
said the
haven't
hypothesis isn't a claim.
Wait,
The prediction
You
makes
also
claims.
said- well, you also
Yeah, you asked me
there
something. Do you want me to
is-
respond?
Let's let Flatzoid-
I'm also talking.
But he asked me a question. I do need to respond.
No,
he did
I
say
am
about the
still
10
talking.
seconds. But if you ask me a
I
question,
made
you
a
have to let me respond
statement. I
first.
didn't ask you anything. I made a
We'll let
statement.
Flatzoid finish.
Thank you. My statement is, you just said you made a claim after you said you didn't make claims. Secondly, you also claimed
Straw
this
man.
bottle falling is due to an accelerative force. Now you are claiming because
An
of gravity
accelerative
making
force.
claims. You haven't got gravity yet to make those claims for gravity.
The whole thing's called gravity. But
No.
let's be clear. You're wrong. I said the hypothesis isn't a claim. The prediction makes claims. The hypothesis doesn't. The prediction does. The prediction is a statement which makes claims about what will happen. The hypothesis is not a claim. So yes, now I am making claims because we are talking about a different thing. And different things can have different things applied. The prediction and the experiment, they have claims in them. The hypothesis does not. I'm surprised you don't know the difference between these things. No, actually, I'm not surprised. Why would I say that?
Are you done yet?
Yes. Now that I've corrected you
So when are we
about what you
when are we
claimed
actually
for
gonna
me.
get your- when are we actually going to get your manipulated independent variable?
Yeah, you change the mass and distance. That's the independent variable, which changes the attractive force, which is the dependent variable,
Sorry, but
which
those-
is the
those are two
predictions of
different
gravity.
Those are two different variables.
You interrupted me when I was nearly finished there. Which is the predictions of gravity.
Okay, so you manipulated two different variables.
Yes, you can have
Both
more than one
these
independent variable.
variables-
That's no problem.
Both these variables are not a cause for acceleration.
No, they're the cause for the attractive force.
What attractive force? You are trying to manipulate a tractive force,
Yes.
not... Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes.
Yeah. Remember, you're trying to manipulate what you claim, claim is an attractive force, because you're not observing an attractive force. You're just making a claim there must be an attractive force.
Again, I'm making
You
a
understand
guess.
why it
I'm making a
becomes
guess
claim?
there must be, yes. And then my claim about the guess is that certain things will happen if my guess is true.
Again, when I see the
yes.
bottle fall, I want to figure out the cause for why the bottle falls.
Yes.
When you move into saying, well, there has to be a force causing this acceleration,
Yeah, it's my guess,
that is
yeah.
that is not you observing the acceleration.
No, I still observed the
That is,
acceleration.
you're
I
making
didn't
the claim
stop
that there
observing the
has to be a
acceleration.
force.
I didn't
You
stop
understand?
observing the
You haven't-
acceleration.
wait, you haven't observed a force. You
No one said I
claim that
have.
there's a
My
force.
guess is that there's a force.
No.
Yes.
Your guess is the reason it falls is because of a force.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. Well done. Yes, that's my guess.
Okay.
My guess is the
So,
reason there's an
manipulate-
acceleration.
so-
let
so
me
manipulate
clarify,
the-
Flatzoid. Let me
Flatzoid.
clarify, just so that you understand. No, you don't understand, but just I mean for the
do.
clips really. Just to be clear, all right. There is an acceleration, which my guess the reason why it accelerates is that there is an attractive force. I'm guessing that that is why it happens, and that attractive force is manipulated depending on the mass and the distance. Now, if that's true, if that is true that there's an attractive force, if that is the case, then the claim would be that the attractive force works this way as well as that way. Prediction. Claim.
I don't think you
that comes after.
I don't think you understand.
Right?
We'll give
Prediction.
Fletzoid some time to
If there's
respond.
an attractive force, there's also an attractive force that way. Do the Cavendish. Boom, we're done.
I don't think you understand how. What it
Oh, I
means
do
to
understand, and
manipulate-
that's why my students pass their exams.
What it means to manipulate the cause. The
Hey,
cause
Flatzoid,
is
why do my
attractive
why do
force.
my students pass their exams?
Wait, Craig.
Well,
The cause
well-
the cause is attractive force. The cause is not mass or distance. You can't manipulate mass and distance because
Yes, I
that's
can.
not the cause. Or
Yeah,
are
I
you
absolutely
going to
can.
now state, okay,
That's the cause of the
The
force.
force is not the cause.
The
cause is
cause
mass and
of the
distance.
force. I need to find out the cause of the force, right?
No. You need to figure out if it's a force, and
Yeah.
you need to manipulate the force. Once
Yeah,
you
I
have
manipulate the
validated
force by
it's
changing
a-
the mass and
wait,
distance, yes.
Once you have validated it's a force, then your next hypothesis will be how? What is causing that force? You are making a claim now. It
Wait,
is a force.
so hold
No,
on.
wait,
So you're
wait,
saying
wait.
that I have to do hypothesis, experiment, then hypothesis again?
That's what science is all about.
No, it's not. You don't.
That's what it works on.
No. You do observation, hypothesis,
Okay.
prediction, experiment, analysis.
no.
You don't do
Look-
observation, hypothesis, prediction, hypothesis, prediction, hypothesis. That's not how it works. Now, I've got a very simple question for you, Flatzoid. Right? If I'm wrong
I feel
about
like
all of this,
Flatzoid is just dropped out. We've got a freeze frame.
The internet is not really great tonight, guys.
all right? Okay, Flatzoid, I've got a very simple question for you.
No, I just want to finish my statement before I got frozen. I just want to say again, because I don't know how long we can still go on like this. So, when you're claiming or guessing there's an attractive force in your hypothesis, that is what you got to prove is the cause for the bottle. So
Science
once
doesn't
you
prove
have
things.
proven there is an attractive force, then you move on to what causes that attractive force. Do you understand
you
this, Craig?
No, you don't do observation, hypothesis. What is that? Then hypothesis again. What is that? Then hypothesis again.
No,
you do
no,
observation.
no.
My turn. You do
You're
observation.
not letting-
My turn. You do observation, hypothesis, prediction, experiment, analysis. And if you have failed to falsify, or if you falsify your hypothesis, then you would come up with another hypothesis. You don't do half of it and then do another hypothesis, okay? Now, that's why I have a very, very simple question for you, okay? If I'm wrong about all of this science, why do my students all pass their exams?
Because you taught them, dumb fuck.
Yeah, I taught them the things that I'm saying, right? And
Okay,
they
let me
pass
ask you
their
a simple
exams.
question, Craig. Let me ask
What?
you a simple question, Craig.
What?
If you get a cult leader that teaches congregation the cult and they all pass.
School's not a
Why is
cult.
that?
School is where you learn about science, right?
Okay, now back to the argument again. When
Wait,
you
no,
make
I
a
haven't
claim
finished what I'm
or
saying.
guess
Wait,
that the
I haven't finished with what I'm
there is an
saying.
accelerator
I
force,
haven't finished with what I'm
Craig, you have
saying.
to shut up for
No,
more than 2
I
seconds,
haven't
man,
finished
please.
with what. Can you? I haven't
Please.
finished with what I'm
You
saying.
keep talking. You talking all
just-
the time.
But I haven't finished.
I'll
I
give
haven't
Craig
finished with my point.
10 seconds, and then Flatzoid can.
Okay, again, if I am wrong about science, then my students wouldn't pass their exams because the schools
Who
agree
marks
with
the
me and not you. Just to be
Okay,
clear.
Great. So, when you make a prediction, well, in this case, your hypothesis is there's an attract. That is the cause. You have to then go and... Oh, this internet. Oh.
I could do it with a bong. 600 people watching. Absolutely amazing, guys. I'm going to answer as many questions as we can after, so hopefully Flatzoid can hang around for some questions. So get your questions in, and me and Planner will stick around as well. This isn't Flatzoid's fault. Internet problems happen. We all know that I have internet problems. I guess on the Pizza Lands, there's a problem with the signal going that far. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Man,
I've also been monitoring who's given the most amount of money.
always nice. Oh, Flatzoid went. Who's given the most amount of money then? We can have a battle.
Currently it's Chris Kohler.
Whee! Are you back?
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, I was just saying that I don't want anyone to have a go at Flatzoid for his internet issues. That isn't his fault, and I have internet issues as well. So this isn't a Flerfs can't tech thing. This is unfortunately there's internet issues thing. Okay. See, he's gone. He's gone again.
Oh.
Norman
Yep.
Cross says, how ignorant does FTFE have to be to think the people who write the questions are the same people who teach the answers? Well, yeah, but
Okay.
Norman, they get it right.
Okay,
Nope, gone again.
It's back for like a second.
Yeah, I know. Yes, Max,
Okay, I
you
hope I'm
absolutely
back
can.
now.
You there?
Yep, we've got...
Okay.
I didn't even get to have a
I
bomb.
think we might have to give like closing statements because the internet's really bad.
Yeah, and I did
Try
say
this
to everyone
another
that
time.
it's not your fault. I would like to continue this because we've actually been quite cordial and it's been quite an interesting conversation. We never got round to the second law of thermodynamics. I mean, I know we both get heated, but, you know, we've had worse conversations, Flatzoid, haven't we?
It's for the fun of it, man.
Yeah. And I do appreciate your support you gave me with my push-ups and stuff as well.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you got it sorted.
Yeah. Well, I'm doing it again next Monday. I'm going to try and beat my time and do an extra 200.
Nice. You're
'Cause
in
I
the
know,
mood
I get-
to say, oh, I'm dying again in 2 days.
Yeah. Oh my god, my lats are on fire. You would not believe. Right, but if you want to, Flatzoid, we can call it a night for tonight because I know you're having issues with internet, and I know that you're up early tomorrow. But I
Yeah,
would
for
like
sure.
I would like to continue this if you're up for it.
Yeah, we'll definitely continue at some other time.
All right. Well, do you want to make a closing statement now? And I'll see if there's any questions for you.
Okay, short. Okay, so my closing statement is, it's very simple. It has shown that gravity has not been shown to be scientific. It has been shown on correlation and pseudoscience because when you observe a bottle and you make a claim, like Craig says, there is an accelerator force. You have to first validate there is an accelerator force by manipulating the accelerator force. Then you do, after its validation, its experimentation and everything, then you move on to what causes that accelerator force that you already validated. This is how science works. Otherwise, it's just correlation, inference, and pseudoscience. So, because, just like Craig said, he made a claim of acceleration, that's all where it stops. It doesn't get anything further than that. And, well, yeah, thank you. That's all I have to say for tonight.
Well, thank you, Keith. Eclipse Chris asks, it's about the 11 frames, so, you know, about the 11 frames video, do you not realize that removing the mirage, you're also removing any curve evidence, as it would be below the mirage?
I'm so happy he said that. You know why? He just claimed me taking a optical effect away, took away Earth curve. So not physical Earth curve then.
We're not going to get into that. Now, last time we talked about the 11 frames, everyone was of the opinion that I was on your side. obviously, I disagree with you in the things you say and do. All I was trying to say...
I'm trying to be honest.
Yeah, is I mean,
Trying to be
yes,
honest.
you did remove 11 frames, right? You won't deny that. But in this, as far as I'm aware, in the same video, you showed all of the frames.
Everything's there.
I mean,
Everything's
whatever the
there.
reason was that you removed it, whether it's dishonest or not, I'm not going to get into, right? But I'm, as far as I'm aware, in the video, there's both the frames removed and the frames there. And for some reason, people were having a go at me.
My question is, if I wanted to be dishonest, why would I show all the frames first?
I mean, I don't know the reason, really, the reason why you removed them, whether that was dishonest or not. I'm not going to get into that. But I mean, I just don't think it's fair when people say that you didn't show all the frames. Whatever your reason for removing them is, there is a video with all the frames in.
There's only one reason why they do say that. It's because they parrot people and they don't listen to both sides of the story. That's why.
I got attacked by a bunch of people for backing you up when I wasn't. I was just trying to be honest for both sides, I guess. But I'm just seeing if there's any other questions for you. Vipe says, how does Flats explain submarine gravity navigation?
Densities. It just picks up density disposits.
How does it do that?
It uses the displacement ratios like we explained.
Well, yeah, but how would it know that there's density there?
Maybe there's a force of attraction somewhere. Lucky for us, gravity is not a force.
But it does create a force of attraction, so yeah, good job there.
You haven't validated gravity.
Right, apparently, Colin says that it was Spurs who only showed the removed frames through Nathan Oakley. So Flatzoid is a victim of Spurs, just like all the kids on TikTok.
No, Spurs was attacked. They believed Spurs was me, by the way, when that happened. That's why he was roped into the whole thing, because he was trying to stick up for me. Whatever happened to Spurs, though? He just vanished.
He went to TikTok, I think. Who saw Flats? No, stop. I don't think there's questions for you. It's probably just insults, but you know. Selexis said, Flatzoid, have you ever heard of the phrase, give a man a fish, he feeds his family for a day, teach a man to fish, they feed their family for life?
Yes. How would I have not heard that?
Yeah, how's that relevant? I'm not sure. J-Bone says, Flatzoid, can you show us a model of the donkey earth?
Yeah, go on Google and say donkey earth in AI and it'll give you a donkey earth model.
And did you really... Right, come on, right. When you were asked about predictions the globe model doesn't have, and you said aliens, you were joking, right?
Yes, I was joking.
Thankful.
Being sarcastic.
Because you realise that would have been a stupid thing to say, right?
It's called a joke, yes. Sarcasm. Sarcasm's a real thing. My point I was making is that Dave McKeegan has a real issue with flat Earth. But, Dave, I mean...
well, to be fair, Dave McKeegan's one of the nicer ones.
He has a real issue with flat Earth, but he has no issue with Bigfoot and UFO, but he claims to have. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's what gives him clicks, isn't it?
One thing that does stick out like a sore thumb, though, remember he claimed to be neutral? Doesn't seem very neutral, does he?
I don't think Dave ever claimed to be neutral. I think he claimed to be nice.
Will Duffy. Yeah, he claimed to be neutral.
Sorry, I thought you said Dave McKeegan.
No, Will Duffy.
I don't think Will Duffy ever claimed to be neutral. He definitely always claimed to be on the globe side.
Nope.
If you could send me a clip of him saying he's neutral, that'd be great. But anyway, look, I appreciate you taking the time. I know your internet's having issues, so you're welcome to leave them now, and I'll read the super chats that are insulting you.
And I want to say big shout out to Planner Walk. Did a great job.
Yeah, thank you, Planner.
No problem.
Really had to do much, but I appreciate what you've done.
Especially
all right, Keith, we'll arrange another time to finish this, okay?
Cheerio.
Right, see you later.
Bye.
Oh my god, he's frustratingly stupid.
Yeah,
How
I did
can
have
he-
to be a bit more in favour of him because to be fair, you were speaking a lot, so...
That's because, like, to explain the concepts, you know,
Yeah.
you have to, but and like, oh, how can he not understand it? How, like, his explanation of magnetism is the same as my explanation of gravity? Like,
Yeah. It's,
Skinny
You know,
Boy
people
Fat
have
says,
all
how
kinds
do you
of
hang out
biases.
with that bullshit? I smoke a lot of weed, my friend. Oh, man. Oh, so how do you think that went?
well, something like this.
Yeah, circle.
Like, if you do it enough times, you might open one of those Doctor Strange portals.
Right, someone sent me a new song to play. It's a new Demox song. So I'll read the super chats, then we'll do that. I want to say thank you very much for the support, guys. 600 people watching. Let me put a poll up for you. Who is more smarter? Craig.
Not just who is smarter.
Who is more smarter? Flatzoid. Icy Spin 199 says left your Riley break song in the Discord. Yes, thank you very much. David George 499 says don't interrupt Flatzoid. Let him talk stupid. It's funnier. I know. I should probably. It's so hard though. When he just says so many stupid things. It's Rubik's, who's been a member for 21 months, says 3 years ago I became a NASA shill. 21 months for you. Yeah, I'm actually paid by NASA. It's amazing. Sigma Step gets 5 memberships because he's fucking awesome. Thank you very much. Dihydrogen monoxide for £2 says 2 words. Cavendish experiment. Oh, but it's not science, guys. And Riley did a not Cavendish experiment. What the fuck was that he was showing us?
Oh yeah, it's.
That looked like a sick bucket or something. I don't know.
I get that sometimes, the way that I'd have probably tried to explain it is you have to have the mass like next to, like, in the direction that the masses that you've got on the bar is going to go. Otherwise, it doesn't.
Otherwise,
work
he's adding like extra, torque to it. It's like got to go that way instead of It's like Icy Spin 199 says Flatzoid mighty long delay about ISP Starlink, huh? No, I don't think he is on Starlink. Nicholas Green for £5 says, did the idiot bring any evidence? Oh wait, the Earth's not flat. No. I've done nearly 1,000 flat Earth debates and they have never brought evidence. Present 99 for €10 says, give this excrement hell, thanks. Yeah, I always try to. Chris Collar for $20. Thank you very much, Chris, for your 5th super chat on the channel. Grant him the firmament. Can the firmament be a sphere around globe Earth? That wouldn't violate natural law. Or why does the shape of a firmament in the sky determine the shape of the Earth on the ground? Yeah, I like to try and use their tricks against them. And you see their double standards, which is always fun. Icy Spin 199 says, doesn't a prediction distinguish hypothesis and null? Yeah, but that's that's a bit too complicated for Flatzoid. So yeah. Cygnus up $10 says, who saw Flats and his dad dancing? Was really good, reminded me of Mellencamp. Some people say I'm obnoxious and lazy, that I'm uneducated and my opinion means nothing, but I know I'm a real good dancer. What the fuck is he on about?
I have no clue.
Someone needs to take Cygnus Step's credit card away from him.
Well, he actually has only donated $17 today.
Yeah, I know. I always appreciate it. Clarence S2 for £2 says, stop it. Stop, he's already dead. Dandaman, €2.49. Flatzoid BS is so pointless. What? He want proof? Professor Philip Bell for $2 says, email me for free weekly physics classes. Do you really want flat earthers doing that? Could you imagine actually teaching flat earthers?
Well, you say that you have tutored students, right?
Yeah.
Do you think one of them will ever become a flat earther, or do you think one day you'll get a flat earther as a student?
No. If I got a flat earther as a student, I find their parents and slap them. Like, what the fuck have you done to your kid? CJ Lamarux for $2 says, plan a walk, have flats, answer who made that. Who made what?
Oh, who made the videos?
Oh, yeah, it was Sleeping Warrior. Yeah. PJ, who's been a member for 5 months, says, me, moo, ma, moo, me, derp, derp, derp. He made more sense than anything that Flatzoid said. Amazing. Single Step, $5 says, now that Craig has lost so much weight, he can't perform Cavendish anymore. Yeah, it's not as effective. PJ, $5 says, I swear to Globe, it's like Craig is talking to a cabbage. No offense to cabbages. Cabbage Patch Kids or any other cabbage-like entity. Yeah, but let's not insult cabbages, please. I don't want to get in trouble with the cabbage people. Mr. Jingles pops their super chat cherry and says, well, at least Zoid is better at math. Yeah, because he thinks that in 35 kilometers there's just 3,500 meters. That was fun.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a long time ago, wasn't it?
No, that was the other day on fucking Monday Debate.
Oh,
Just
really?
after he said that the Globe prediction is that aliens will come, which I don't think was a joke. Greg Ware, $2 says, Flatzoid studied nothing, yet knows everything. How? Magic, mate, magic. Pat Booth with their 10th super chat on the channel says, midichlorians, get out. Selexis for £5.
Yeah,
What?
Well, there was one question that was asked. How do you manipulate the Force? And so that's probably...
Oh, right, midichlorians. Right, yeah. You know, somehow Palpatine returned.
I haven't seen that.
Don't just pretend the new trilogy doesn't exist.
I have only seen the prequels.
You've only seen the prequels?
Yes.
Right, so to you, Star Trek is about politics and trade route disputes.
You mean Star Wars?
Star Wars, yes.
Yes, that's exactly what Star Wars is about. Change my mind.
You know that Jar Jar Binks was a Sith, though, right?
I've heard that. I've heard that idea.
I mean, you saw him force jump into the fucking pond, right? He like single-handedly took out like half of the fleet of robots by accidentally letting all his bombs off. He gave emergency powers to Chancellor Palpatine, right? I'm sorry, but you cannot tell me that Jar Jar is not a Sith.
That would be funny to expand on if the... Because they expand on everything now, don't they?
Yeah. Also, there's a possibility that Yoda might have been a Sith, right? Because only Siths deal in absolutes. Yet Yoda once said that try or try not, there is no do. No, try, do or do not, there is no try. That sounds like an absolute to me. And only Siths deal in absolutes.
There is a question of how good the Jedi actually are.
Oh no, the Jedi are fucking useless. Selexis for £5 says, Flatzoid, every single physics degree or higher disagrees with your scientific method. Why is that? Because when he went to school, he was on the back of the short bus, licking the window. Mr. Jingles for £2 says, first will now Craig, who's next to humiliate him? Anyone who ever talks to him, basically. Signa Step for $2 says, Flat said the F word, but Craig hasn't. Fuck, 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 fuck. Is that better? So. Eclipse Chris says, oh shit, it skipped. You guys have sent me so many super chats, I don't know what's going on. For £2, you don't get it, Flats. The Mirage is only surface. Yeah, no, you could just finish that with "you don't get it" flats. Citizen 9 men for 20 months asks why down. Well, because obviously the diamagnetic interference of the Earth with the disequilibrium of buoyancy mediums. Did I do it right?
Yeah, I think
Cool.
so.
Yeah. Prosthetic head, £5. We are the Borg. Your uniqueness will be added. Flat Earth data is irrelevant. Flat Earth education is futile. Yeah, if the Borg turned up, right, and they're like, say there was a ship of flat earthers, and the Borg were like, we are the Borg. You will be assimilated. You're technological and oh wait, no, you know what? Never mind. On you go. The Borg would not want to assimilate flat earthers because it would make them worse.
That's a good point.
J-Bone, $2.79 Canadian. That's like almost like real money, I think. Says, would you ever have Nathan Thompson on? He's dumb. Well, I may as well announce it to you now, guys, as it's been confirmed. Nathan Thompson has agreed to debate me on modern day debates. It will be done this month. Prepare for the biggest dumpster fire you've ever seen. Do you remember last time I debated him, guys? Yeah. It's going to be worse. Skinny Boy Fat 499 says, here's $5 just because. You're fucking awesome. Thank you very much. JR Pence for $2 says, Sith Jar Jar should have taken Kenobi for revenge. Never saw Jar Jar with a lightsaber though. Sigma Step $10 says, make it $27. Planawalk didn't forget to add the 5 memberships to your accounting. Well, you've done a bit more than that now.
Well, yeah, it counts super chats and memberships separately, and the reason for that is because memberships, I believe, they cost a different amount depending on what country you're in, and it doesn't
which is really
give you the data
sometimes
on how much it costs.
Yeah. Mike Goatkiller £2 says Flerfs were assimilated by the Packlids. That fucking explains the Packlids. We want to be smart. All right, Planner, thank you very much for moderating, buddy. I really do appreciate it. What you got planned? Is it bedtime for you?
I might get a bit of rest, but I do have to. I have a bunch of videos that I need to record. I've recorded 1. I have 11 left.
Get on with it then.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I say, knowing it's not going to be fun.
J Bone says for $2.79, didn't Nathan harass kids at a school once? Yes, he did. Right, okay, well, thank you very much, Planner Walk, for moderating. I'll send you your NASA shield check. Really appreciate it.
Cool.
It's sometimes, I get angry, you know that. I can't help but shout at the Flerfs.
Yeah.
Guys, if you're not subscribed to Planner Walk, then what the fuck are you doing? She is absolutely incredible. Go and do it now. If you don't, I will actually send Daniel Pratt to your home. I'm not kidding.
I can't subscribe to myself.
Yeah, Daniel Pratt's on the way, mate. Sorry. I mean, it can't be one rule for you and, not for the others. So...
Well, YouTube has created one rule for me and everyone else.
That's not my fault! It'd be there in about 20 minutes, but he's using the Flat Earth map, so it could be 3 hours.
Yeah, I already smell him, so...
Oh, well, that's just because he's on the same planet. Let's face it, his smell can transmit through the vacuum of space.
Oh, jeez. That's scary. That's why aliens won't visit us.
Yeah, they're like, what the fuck is that? Alright, buddy. Well, thank you very much. I will speak to you soon, okay?
Okay.
Take it easy. Bye.
Bye.
That is Planner Walk. She is incredible. Rosie, for $5 says, I think Borg would assimilate a planet of slugs. They'd increase number and strength even if it didn't increase their smarts. Yeah, but the slugs aren't, good for doing anything. A slug drone isn't going to be much use. I don't think they would. Right, guys. So in 3 hours odd, I will be debating Kevin. Yeah, I don't know why I do this to myself, you know. But it's going to be interesting. On Thursday, I should be debating Don Lee. On the 15th, I am debating Angel on Modern Day Debates. Nathan Thompson is coming up. Now, just so you know, I know I was going to do it last month, but I've been, I want to practice and make sure it's all right. So on Christmas Eve is going to be my special acoustic set, all right, to take us into the Christmas season, and I will do a couple of Christmas songs, all right. So that's going to be fun. But make sure you join me in 3 hours. Let's just end the poll there because we know it was me that won. Yeah, make sure you join me in 3 hours for Kevin. It's going to be insane. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. You are all amazing. I love every single one of you. Not you, Gary. Rachbot, you're amazing. Thank you very much. Rubik's, you guys, every single one of you. I really appreciate all the support you give me. And I will see you in a few hours. Remember, stupidity is not... Oh, wait, you know what? Forgot to actually do this new song. So, Icy Spin. Here's the new Demox song.
The law rings up to make no sense. Perseverance, who cares what words I don't make mean, huh? The law, I don't like your words, so I pick my favorite word.
Although exempt
What's real?
to make no sense. Although perseverance.
Who cares what words I don't make mean, huh? Lolo, I don't like your words, so I pick my favorite words. What's real? No real, no real. Super, contained. The asperger's was crossing. Nano, meta. Is an angle real or fake? Is a slow, physical. Hit 'em up. Chastise every raya and chitch that tries to stop me. To us, all humans can do is word salad or make up stuff. Disagree versus agree. He's deaf, another deaf one. He can't hear, no, not a ball, it's here. No dirt in the middle. He can't hear, low, not a ball, it's a tear. No dirty middle. No dirt in the middle. Salad or make up stuff. Disagree versus agree. It's not round. He's deaf, another deaf one. He can't hear. Low, not a ball, it's a tear. He's deaf, another deaf one. He can't hear. Low, not a ball, it's a tear. He's deaf, another deaf one. He can't hear. Low, not a ball, it's a tear. No dirt in
Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars? Should be wishing for a brain right now, brain right now, brain right now.
Good morning. These words come with a storm warning. Better batten down the hatches, grab some matches and brace yourself for a long day of misery. YouTube has given me the power to reach up into the sky and show you all that we live on the ball. I bring you science that's comprehensible. Your view is indefensible. You're reprehensible.
Go on, Mr. Sensible.
When I was young, I never thought I would be here to see this. A pile of random nonsense dressed up as bullshit. Your ignorance will be the death of us all, like running head first full speed into a wall. You could always read a book, buy a telescope, set it up and take a photo of the moon, or just be a buffoon. I send you in a balloon onto the stratosphere on page 3.
You're a few fries short of a happy meal. You're dumber than a box of hair. The wheel's spinning but the hamster's dead, and you're as smart as bait. You forgot to pay your brain bill. You're missing a few buttons on the remote control. 24 cents short of a quarter. You're surfing in Nebraska. You're as bright as Alaska in December, and you fell out of your family tree. You don't have all the cornflakes in one box. You got an IQ of 2 and it takes 3 to grunt. The elevator doesn't go all the way up, and there's a vacancy on the top floor. Your antenna doesn't pick up all the channels. You're several nuts short of a
You're Mr.
fruitcake.
Sensible, calm down, don't go too hard. You don't need the hard burying Flerfs in your backyard. You're a man of science, poise and grace. Mage, you did everything to wipe the grins off the face. So Nathan, get away from those kids. The world is not flat and it doesn't have a lid. Recognize the differences between the textbook and the Bible and control yourself. Lay off your slander and your lies. See, you're a bunch of knobs poisoning the well of the youth, spreading lies that you like to claim as knowledge and truth. Stop spreading fresh bullshit like the butter on your bread. Maybe your musical assault will knock some sense into your head. I hope one day you'll hear these lyrics and smile, and you realise you used to be a 40-year-old child. Now it's time to wake up, open your eyes and see, and acknowledge the existence of.
You're a few clowns short of a circus. Your phone is off the hook. Your sewing machine is out of thread. You're all foam and no beer. You don't have all your dogs on one leash. An intellect rivaled only by garden tools. There's no grain in your silo, and your skylight leaks a little. Your belt doesn't go through all the loops. You couldn't pour water out of a boot without instructions on the heel. Your slinky's kinked, and you're proof that evolution can work in reverse. A few feathers short of a whole duck, one fruit loop short of a full bowl.
Airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars. Should be wishing for a brain right now, brain right now, brain right now. Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars? Should be wishing for a brain right now, brain right now, brain right now.
You thought it was over? Well, I'm still standing while you're swinging, flinging feces, talking shit just like the human centipede. You got the mind of a chimp, and I'm here to expedite your shore leave. Cause I'm a seaman, but not the kind I ripped up from your mum's gums. I'm the kind that sailed submarines and fired guns. I could float a boat across the ocean with my eyes closed, circumnavigate the globe with a compass and a bag of sausage rolls. Well, all you can do is nibble on your toes. I'll smack you with the hose that you taught at water level, sit and swivel. You nasal gazing muppet, you can stuff it harder than the wallet stuffed by Warren Buffett. And I don't care about your sauces unless you're serving them. And I don't care about your lines unless you're curving them. Now step away from me, you're sucking up my oxygen with the vacuum where your brain should be, you dumb fuck.
Thank you everyone for watching. I will be back in 3 hours to debate Kevin. Because, I mean, who doesn't enjoy a good migraine, right? Thank you everyone. I will see you soon. I love every single one of you. You're all fucking amazing. And I love you all, just not you, Gary. You know what you did. Remember, stupidity is not a right. Fight the flower.
Fight the fly. 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 Fight the fly.
The crane.
Fight the fly. 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 Fight the fly.
The crane.
Hi, my name is Nathan Oakley, and I have been lying to people about the Earth being flat for a lot of years, I did this to hide the fact I have a small penis.
Level.